Okay, so here we go. The beginning of Act 2. Act 2 starts with a prologue, so please make sure that you also have your scene guide up. The prologue, as we know, the only character there is the chorus or the narrator, and the action. The chorus is just kind of going to summarize what's happened recently. So if we read, the chorus enters and they say, now Romeo's old feelings of desire are dying, and a new desire is eager to take their place. Romeo groaned for the beautiful Rosaline and said he would die for her. But compared with tender Juliet, Rosaline doesn't seem beautiful now. Now someone loves Romeo, and he's in love again. Both of them falling for each other's good looks, but he has to make his speeches of love to a woman who's supposed to be his enemy. And she's been hooked by someone she should fear. Because he's an enemy, Romeo has no chance to see Juliet and say the things a lover normally says, and Juliet's just as much in love as he, but she has even less opportunity to meet her lover. But love gives them power, and time gives them a chance to meet, sweetening the extreme danger with intense pleasure. So, first of all, I will say that the Old English version sounds a lot nicer because it rhymes a lot, but it's obviously harder to understand. So the action going on here, it's just pretty much summarizing that Romeo no longer loves Rosaline and that Romeo now loves Juliet and she loves him back, but they're enemies, so they really can't meet each other, but they're going to try it anyway because feud be damned. So action. Romeo no longer loves Rosaline. So just like with Act 1, I'm going to get you guys going, and then I'll help you out with the prologue and then Scene 1, and then for Scene 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, you're going to be on your own. I'm going to tell you you should have this, and you're going to be responsible for typing it. So Romeo no longer loves Rosaline. Romeo and Juliet love each other, but they can't be together because of the family's feud. Oop, can't spell. Feud. R and J don't care, though, and will try anything to be together. So problem or solution? I mean, it's a little of both. Problem being their enemies. Their families are enemies. Solution, they love each other and will do whatever it takes to be together. So if you need to pause it to get this down in your own scene guide, because you need to be filling out your own scene guide, please pause it. I'm going to go back to the reading. So we have Act 2, Scene 1. We've got Romeo and then Benvolio and Mercutio show up. So quick recap, they're leaving the party. So they're kind of walking along a side street that borders the Capulet property. Romeo's ahead of Mercutio Benvolio. He's running ahead. And he says, can I go away while my heart stays here? Oh, I have to go back to where my heart is. His heart meaning Juliet. Romeo moves away, and Benvolio and Mercutio show up, and Benvolio is calling Romeo, and he says, Romeo, my cousin Romeo, Romeo. Oh, he's a smart boy. I bet he slipped away and went home to bed. No, he ran this way and jumped over this orchard wall. Call to him, Mercutio. So right there, jumped over this orchard wall. Whose orchard wall? Whose property was he walking next to? It's the Capulets. So he just jumped over into the Capulets' property. And if you know anything about the law, you'll know that that's called trespassing. So we're going to come down here to Scene 1, and our characters are Romeo, Benvolio, Mercutio, and the very first big thing that happens, Romeo jumps over the Capulets' orchard wall to escape B and M. He's trespassing on enemy property. Ooh, dun dun dun. All right, going back to it. So Benvolio says, no, he ran this way and jumped over this orchard wall. Call to him, Mercutio. And Mercutio, because he's sassy, he tries to make Romeo mad. He thinks if he makes him mad, he'll come out. I'll conjure him as if I were summoning a spirit. Romeo, madman, passion, lover, show yourself in the form of a sigh. Speak one rhyme and I'll be satisfied. Just cry out, oh me. Just say love and dove. Just say one lovely word to my good friend Venus. Just say the nickname of her blind son Cupid, the one who has shot arrows so well in the old story. Oh, Romeo doesn't hear me. He doesn't stir, he doesn't move. The silly ape is dead, but I must make him appear. Will I summon you by Rosaline's bright eyes, by her high forehead and her red lips, by her fine feet and her straight legs, and by her trembling thighs, and the regions right next to her thighs. In the name of all these things, I command you to appear before us in your true form. So, is Mercutio being crass? Is he being rude? Yes. But he thinks like, oh, if I insult Rosaline, then maybe Romeo will come out. Obviously, he doesn't know that Romeo no longer cares about Rosaline, so it's not going to work. So we'll go over to the scene guide and we'll say that. Mercutio tries to anger Romeo into coming out by saying rude things about Rosaline. We'll make a note that won't work because Romeo no longer cares for her. Pause it if you need to so you can get all this down. Benvolio goes, hey, if he hears you, you'll make him angry. Like, we're not trying to fight here. And Mercutio says, oh, what I'm saying can't anger him. He would be angry if I summoned a strange spirit for her to have sex with. That's what would make him angry. The things I'm saying are fair and honest. All I'm doing is saying the name of the woman he loves to lure him out of the darkness. Now, is that weird? Yeah, talking about a ghost to come out to have sex with Rosaline. It doesn't make sense. This is one of those old English translations, because the original text says it would anger him to raise a spirit in his mistress's circle of some strange nature, letting it there stand till she had laid it and conjured it down. Literally, that translates to this part over here, but it probably has a more figurative nature of like, oh no, it would make him mad to find out that she actually wasn't going to become a nun and loved someone else and just didn't want to be with him. That would make him mad. But the literal translation is what's over here. So it sounds weird because it is weird. Benvolio says, oh, come on, he's hidden behind these trees to keep the night company. His love is blind, so it belongs in the dark. Well, if love is blind, it can't hit the target. Now he'll sit under a medlar tree and wish his mistress were one of those fruits that look like female genitalia. Again, it's weird. It's supposed to be. Oh, Romeo, I wish we were an open arse and you a poppin' pear to pop her in. Good night, Romeo. I'll go to my little trundle bed. This open field is too cold a place for me to sleep. Come on, Benvolio, should we go? Oh, let's go. There's no point in looking for him if he doesn't want to be found. So, in the end, they give up and they leave. So come back over here. We don't really have to say much other than Romeo doesn't come out, so B and M leave. Problem or solution? Well, I would say that we have a big problem for Romeo because he's trespassing on his enemy's property. Romeo is trespassing on his enemy's property and if he is found, he'll probably be killed, which is a problem. All right, so this was scene 1 and the prologue. So if you go on to the next video, we'll do scene 2. Scene 2 is long because that's the famous balcony scene where they talk about how much they love each other.